Good morning, everybody. It's Haley with Today in Travel. I am solo today because Jason is actually meeting with Regent this morning. So can't wait to see what that meeting brings us. I'm very excited. I've always kind of wanted to know about Regent myself, but you guys are stuck with just me. If you happen to be new and catching this broadcast on a replay or live, my name is Haley. I'm the owner of Hospitality with a Flair, which is a hotel sales support company. I've been in hotels for 16 years. And I also write a travel blog, travel all over from cruising, Europe, Disney, you name it. And my co host is normally with me is Jason Poole with Cruise Planners. He is a travel advisor. And this show, we meet every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about travel. So let's get started. There's not a whole lot in the news today, but I think there's some really good pieces to talk about. First article we're going to talk about is CNBC just put out an article saying, is the party over? Is revenge travel over? Because there have been a lot of dips in destination interest from places like Paris, Canada, the Chinese consumer travel is a lot lower these days. They're definitely attributing it to the economy right now. Um, I mean, like all things that go up, they must come down at some point in time. Me personally, in the hotel world, not quite seeing as much of that yet, but we are starting to go into a lot of my markets traditionally slower season now that we are in Q4. So um, I think it would be helpful for the consumer a little bit if it came down because, as we all know, that a lot of hotels, cruise lines have been posting some very, very high numbers on the revenue scale. So, not leaving a whole lot of room for budget travel all the time. So, I'm hoping we get a little bit of that. Feel free to comment and let me know your thoughts. I see Janine and Cruising Q are here. Welcome this morning. I hope it settles a little bit because it has been quite a bit of chaos. One of the crazier pieces of news we're going to talk about today are the bed bugs that are taking over Paris. If you've been on social media at all the past few days, there have been, videos surfacing of bed bugs being seen on trains and buses in Paris. Some of them even hitched a ride via ferry from Marseille to Morocco. They're having quite the issue ahead of the Summer Olympics next year. The companies that do extermination say that the calls have just been overwhelming from residential to hotels. So I'm going to preface this in here and say that you can get bed bugs anywhere. I have a viral video on my TikTok channel that has over 5 million views. They come from anywhere. A lot of people tend to think that bed bugs are only in like seedy places, but the truth is, especially in hotel world, they're brought in by people. It's a very transit place, so you're going to see them in big areas like New York, Paris, London, um, LA, that they're going to be very predominant in higher areas. So, if you are interested in how to check your room for bed bugs, I have a video, like I said, on my TikTok channel. I'm probably actually going to be bringing it over to my YouTube channel as well. It's something I do every time I get into a room, places that I like to check and how to check. So, just kind of be aware if you do happen to find bed bugs in your luggage. When you get home, make sure you wash everything on an extremely high heat and also suffocate them out, put them in plastic bags, seal everything off. It's very important to nip them in the bud because they are a very flourishing bug. When they find a place where they can eat and be happy, they will reproduce like rabbits. So, no, it's kind of gross, and I'm probably going to be itching now for the rest of the day. Just be hyper aware because it can happen anywhere, but unfortunately, Paris is getting hit quite well right now, and hopefully that'll get cleared up by the time that I go next month. At the end of next month, I know that Jason is actually going to be there in a few weeks when he goes on his river cruise with Ama Waterways. So we'll keep you posted. Hopefully, everything will be Gucci. Another article that I grabbed that I hope that you will all love is it was 7 luxury trips that you can take on a middle class budget. So I don't know if some of these are on your list. I know that some of these are on my list. Um, but let's get started here. So the first one is Costa Rica's Pacific Rim. They have a lot of boutique hotels that are just on the outskirts of some of the super luxury resorts that are right near some local eateries that are just as good, if not better, than a lot of these high end restaurants. There's a lot of sightseeing you can do on your own just by using public transit versus private transfers, but you can get a lot of bang for your buck there. Greek island hopping, but this is with an asterisk to lesser known islands, be it Corfu, Ithaca, Zakynthos. There's a whole variety, and going on the shoulder season. You get a lot more bang for your buck. If you've ever been to Greece during the summer, you'll know it's very, very expensive overall. Oh, you're very welcome for the Italy travel video. And remember, if you're on Facebook, make sure you tell me who you are. Like put a little dash after your name so I can say hello properly. Because for some reason, Facebook does not tell us the name where YouTube and the other ones do. And Janine, I'm not sure if that is still you. The other one here, Machu Picchu. There's actually some independent trails you can do, like the Inca Trail. You can actually do that independently and look at some alternative trekking routes. If that is on your list, it actually can be done pretty modestly, according to the person that wrote this article. Safari in South Africa. Now, I didn't realize you could do this, but apparently there are options to do a self-drive safari instead of guided safaris, which can be a fraction of the price. And there are also some budget-friendly lodges or camps that are just outside of the national parks. So I know that a safari is definitely on my list. Thank you, Jose Pena. Those are definitely on my list. So it also says look at the shoulder season, which is November to May. You'll enjoy lower prices and fewer tourists. Another one is Bangkok. Bangkok usually has really cheap first class airfare compared to other Asian destinations. Off peak season, of course, you might get a bit of rain, but it'll save you a lot of money. Iceland's natural wonders. Some people will opt to do a camper van for a more affordable accommodation because Reykjavik can be so expensive. So if you're somebody that definitely wants to be outdoorsy and in all of that, that might be a great option for you. And then the last one on this list is cultural riches in Mexico City. They have a lot of boutique hotels in trendy neighborhoods like Roma and Condesa that are super budget friendly, where you can eat street food, enjoy local markets, budget friendly dining. I will say Mexico City has actually been on my list to want to explore and do. So this is, I feel like, almost a sign just pushing me that I need to go and do that. So food for thought. Now there is going to be Amazon is doing another, switching gears here, is going to be doing another realm of Prime Days. I'm going to be putting a list of some great travel items. I saw a list that BuzzFeed did with 28 items. I have most of them, but there's a couple I want to vet out and do. So keep posted for that. And then the last thing that I have for you guys today are travel bonuses. Since we are at the beginning of the month, if you have a Chase Sapphire card, preferred or reserved, Virgin Atlantic is doing their 30% bonus. I will tell you, I did this the last go around. That is how I am flying business on Virgin to London next month. Really great bang for your buck after taxes and whatnot. I want to say it was about $1,500 round trip with taxes. The fuel surcharges are high for a ticket that's normally $7,000. So the economy rates are really, really cheap. Like you can get some economy flights on Virgin for about 12,000 points each way, sometimes 10. which is really great. So if you are looking to go to Europe, great one from Chase. Then Amex doesn't have any transfer bonuses, but they do have add-ons. So if you are new to American Express, or maybe you've had it for a while and have never done an add-on, if you log into americanexpress.com or your app, look at the additional offers. They'll be like they have one for Park Hyatt that spends $750 at Park Hyatt, get $150 statement credit. I will tell you, I use these religiously. I at least get $1,000 in statement credits every year with my Amex Platinum. And if you have a few American Express cards, they also vary per card sometimes. Sometimes you'll get a different offer on one card than the other. So I have the Delta Reserve, the American Express Gold, and the Platinum card. And sometimes there's different offers between those, but they have a lot of add-ons from Park Hyatt, Lowe's, the Hilton Luxury Collection, Best Western, IHG Kimpton, and Intercontinental Properties. NCL has a offer on there, as well as Omni. Chat comments over here. I would tend to agree with you guys about the Safari. Would tend to agree. But yeah, so make sure you're always checking those. Amex is famous for also putting out additional offers mid-month on credit cards, but I'm a huge fan for that, especially cards that have a high annual fee. Amex really does give a pretty good bang for your buck on some of these offers. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So hopefully we'll hear from Jason now. I will say we will talk next week about the Delta CEO comment. I don't feel right doing it by myself. I feel like Jason needs to be here from that. So we will address that update next week. Of course, please feel free to share the travel group with everybody. It's todayintravel.live. It will take you right to the page. So let's continue growing this group and this knowledge. We really appreciate all of you joining today. And if you are wanting to see more excerpts videos, I did just publish my Mykonos one yesterday. So if you are going to Mykonos next year, or maybe at the end of this year, who knows what your plans are, I encourage you to check that out. So have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.